We just got a major update in Helldivers 2 regarding balancing, new planetary hazards, and a bunch more. So please stick around. Thank you for clicking on the video, and let's get right into it. So today on March 6, 2024, we've gotten a new update / patch for PC and PS5 regarding planetary hazards, balancing updates, and more. And all the patch notes I'm reading is coming from the official Helldivers Discord. Go ahead and join if you want to read more, but for now I'm going to just go over the basic spark notes of it and read the important parts that stuck out to me. So starting off, this is coming from Baskinator, posted it themselves, regarding some of the changes designer Alex K has written, a few words on how we approach balancing in Helldivers 2. So this is coming from Alex, apparently. This is the first round in a never-ending series of balancing changes, and we believe it's important to be completely transparent about our approach to game balance, especially when it comes to weapons and stratagems that you have strong opinions about. Our goal is to give you a wide range of weapon choices where each gun has its purpose and none is strictly better than another. Sure, you will have your own favorite, but it should come from your personal preference, not from universally agreed knowledge of which gun is strongest. Generally, we balance each item according to its quirks, so if a weapon is very effective at what it does, it should come with significant disadvantages to balance its power. So I agree with the fact that you want to have weapons to suit everyone's playstyle. So not one weapon is the weapon everyone's choosing. It just makes sense. You want to have a balanced game. You want people to try new weapons, to try new tactics, to, have multiple loadouts for different things. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's just good game development. That's good balancing. And they've been doing a great job at it so far. So well done. I think that's a great point. The only point I disagree with slightly is that with weapons having significant disadvantages to balance its power, if you're talking about, say, rate of fire not being as quick, acceptable. The railgun, where you can't overcharge a shot because you'll explode, that makes sense. There's certain things that you can allow to be powerful but not destroy them and not have significant disadvantages to. So once again, I slightly disagree with the wording, but then again, I agree that not every weapon should be overpowered and great in every sense. They go on to write an example here. So the AC-8 autocannon is a good example of a well-balanced weapon. It packs a powerful punch, has a very good range, but requires you to carry an ammo backpack or have a friend assist you. The GL-21 grenade launcher is the opposite example. It is good general purpose weapon that gives you so much flexibility. It obviously can't deal too much damage without becoming overpowered. And I can see where they're coming from. Once again, I see the versatility of the grenade launcher, and is probably one of my favorite stratagems to run just because of the versatility. Taking out highs from a distance or the fabricators from a distance and being able to crowd control at the same time is one of those things that kind of seem like a no-brainer for certain missions, right? Especially when you're doing blitz, where you're running in and you have a 12-minute timer to take out 17 fabricators or 12 hives, and you're getting swarmed by enemies the entire time. You're gonna want something that's gonna drop in and be able to take out the objective quickly. And they go on to say exactly the sentiment that I had earlier, is that but weapons that are both powerful and versatile become a no-brainer choice during the weapon selection phase. It robs you of your own agency, as stale meta builds force you to make an unfair choice between a fun weapon and an effective one. In short, powerful weapons can't be too versatile, and versatile weapons can't be too powerful. I could agree with that. I can agree with that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who would think the difference, right, is that not every weapon should be able to be viable, because like the sentiment I said earlier is that you want to progress to get weapons that are no-brainers. Like, yeah, I'm progressing to get this, say the Scorcher, the gun that I have, the one at the end of the battle pass. That gun is a powerhouse against automatons and the beat bugs and everything. It's a great primary. I love it. It's probably my favorite primary right now. Will I say that it takes away from the experience of the game that I'm having? I wouldn't say so, because I've played with a bunch of other weapons to get to that point, and I've had versatility up until then, but I've grinded to the point where I got that weapon that suited my playstyle, and also it's just great. And you know, sure, I'm sure people disagree with the, you know, the Scorcher being a great gun, but that's my opinion, right? So once again, I completely agree with them. You don't want your weapons to be overpowered and not have, you know, and be too versatile at the same time. You want a good balance. So, of course, this makes sense. Now, this is the major part that caught my eye, and I had to do a double take, but at the same time, I can agree with it. So, having said all that, after analyzing player feedback and the data we've collected over the past month, we found the 3 biggest offenders of that principle are the SG-225 breaker, the RS-422 railgun, and the SH-32 shield generator backpack. Oh god, that hit my chest immediately, because the backpack is a necessity. Right? Like, if you play Helldivers on the higher difficulties, yeah, I'm sure you're running that shield generator backpack. It almost feels like you are meant to have this to make sure you can survive. So of course, nothing against the other two, but the shield generator backpack what caught me in general. I was like, whoa, okay, they're balancing it. Oh god. The railgun, of course, I've seen crazy clips of people taking out Hulks and stuff, but I mean, it's a railgun. You had to get to level 20 to get it anyway. So I mean, do with that with what you will. Form your own opinion on that, but that's where I stand. Is it does pack one hell of a punch. And I'm not sure about the SG-22 225 breaker. I don't think I'm thinking of the right shotgun when I think of that, but that shotgun probably is really good as well. They continue here saying all 3 of those were quite strong with too little downside, overshadowing all other options on higher difficulty levels. So with this patch, they're getting significant downsides to balance their power. However, we strongly believe that the changes won't ruin this build, but rather help the affected items find their place among the other options and stay effective in capable hands. Now, that right there should be a good, positive thing for everybody, right? That they're acknowledging that yes, this may affect your build, but in the way that should direction it properly, right? And once again, form your own opinions about that. But at the same time, I believe that if you are good at the game and you are, like I said, capable, you're gonna be fine, is what they're saying. Coming from this developer though, in a game where you're getting chased down by hordes, take that for what you will. So they understand that this is going to upset some people, right? They even continue to say that, I know having your favorite toy nerfed absolutely sucks. Investing countless hours into mastering a weapon is an incredible dedication from you, which is the main reason we're making this game in the first place. And then having that weapon weakened feels like a punishment for being too good at the game. So they understand where people are going to be coming from when they say they dislike any changes that may come, right? But then again, they go on to continue later saying that a lot of weapons have been buffed as well. So there's changes across the board. So something that you may have thought was, you know, useless later or useless before may be better now. And so they're urging you to try new things out. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to mix the pot up, basically, is what I see from this. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, once a meta is formed in the game, that's when things become stale, is because you get to that meta and then there's nothing to do. You know, you're doing the best at the game possible. So changes like this are good to mix up gameplay, to make things feel better, you know, to make things feel fresh. And I'm glad that they're doing this, because it's going to give me a reason to get back on now and to test new things. And I'm going to be on live later, so please do tune in for that. It's going to be a fun time. Okay, so after that, in that bit of information we got from there, I'm going to just go into the patch notes and mainly the balancing that they've done. I also see that they have some major updates as well. I'm going to go over that as well. So first major thing here planetary hazards active. Many planets now have additional environmental challenges that will appear at random while you are deployed, from fire tornadoes to meteor showers and many more. Uh, Sorry for my southernness coming out. I heard fire and tornado and it just slipped out there. Fire tornado, and meteor showers and many more. So I'm getting on to see this because this is going to be probably one of the cooler things they've done recently. That's just going to add a whole new level of, adventure and versatility. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see what that's about. Fire tornadoes? Fire tornadoes? You kidding me? Fire tornadoes. All right. Next, balancing. We have eradicate missions. Eradicate missions now require more kills and enemy spawn more often. Time to complete the mission was previously shorter than intended and now should take twice as long to complete. Wow, that's going to be fun because I remember going through the eradicate missions with a full squad and turrets, mortars turrets in particular, and just that in 2-3 minutes maybe, it's over. So that's going to be a good change. That's going to add more versatility to the eradicates, and those are going to be much more fun and playable and interesting. Next, primary and secondary support weapon and support weapons, of course. The SG-225 breaker has decreased magazine capacity from 16 to 13 and increased recoil from 30 to 55. That seems huge, that last part in particular from the recoil. Once again, I don't know what scale that's on and how much that affects it, but that's a 25-point jump, and whenever you see something that large in numbers, it's probably going to be effective. But I'll get into the game and let me know in the comments once again if you do notice a big difference. 3 less bullets in the magazine. I can't see that being too big of a problem, but then again, maybe it is. Let me know in the comments. Next, SG-8 Punisher. The increased total ammo capacity has gone from 40 to 60. Increased stagger force, increased damage from 40 to 45 per bullet. So once again, that's a buff. That thing is probably going to be a lot more hefty, and it says right there even increased stagger force. So hopefully it is actually packing a punch this time. Let's go ahead. The SG-225 SP, the Breaker Spray and Pray. Increased armor penetration, increased fire rate from 300 to 330, increased pellets from 12 to 16 per shot, and decreased mag from 32 to 26. So some buffs, some nerfs overall. Increased armor penetration is always a plus. Increased fire rate from 300 to 330, that's a plus as well, more DPS. And the only thing I see here that really is going to be a problem is the decreased mag size from 32 to 26. Because they're increasing the pellets from 12 to 16, you'll probably have more damage per shot, and you won't need the extra bullets in your mag. So I think that will be a good change. I think that's more of a buff than a nerf. That's how I'd look at it. But then again, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. The RS-422 railgun. Here we go. Decreased armor penetration in safe mode. So safe mode is now not it, right? I've seen people running it in safe mode just so they don't blow up. Just turn it off. Be a man. Let me stop. Decreased damage against durable enemy parts. That's going to be a major downside as well. I know that I used a railgun whenever I did use it to take out the arms or legs of certain automatons, in particular the Devastators with the shields. You could charge it up to unsafe and one-shot them, but I would usually just go for the arm. I'm a weird guy like that. I like to take them out. Anyway, we have the flamethrower. Flam 40 flamethrower. Increased damage per second by 50%. Holy crap, that is huge. That's a 50% increase to damage per second. That's a buff. So flamethrower is going to be a lot more viable, hopefully. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna test that. We're gonna see about that. The LAS-98 laser cannon. Increase damage against durable enemy parts, increase armor penetration, improve ergonomics. Yeah, okay, so 2 parts, obviously, plus, you need those. Improved ergonomics. I'm, not a loss, but maybe it'll be something valuable. Maybe it'll be something very good. Who knows? Stratagems, last part. Shield generator pack, increased delay for before recharging. Yikes. That is going to be a little troublesome because it already slightly felt like it should charge a little faster. But then again, that's my opinion. Maybe it won't be that noticeable. We'll see. The orbital 122 mega let's just say that. The orbital 120 strike barrage, increased duration of bombardment, decreased spread, and the same thing for the 380. So these 2 right here, probably not going to be as boom worthy, but then again, they're pretty good stratagems overall, so I'm not too worried about that as well. They have an absolute large amount of small fixes they made and known issues as well. I'm not going to read all of those. If you want to, go ahead on over to the official Helldivers Discord if you want to see exactly the same notes that I just looked at. And once again, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Are you excited for the new fire tornadoes and everything else in the game? Let me know how you feel. Thank you so much for once again watching this video. My name is Xarxes. You've been an absolute legend. Go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching.
And spread managed democracy throughout the galaxy.